What's up, everyone? This is the Raw Truth coming at you live with a brand new video. And this video is brought on, shouts out to Jackie's Maricles. What a name. Jackie's Maricles. After this, we're going to need a miracle from Jackie. Well, what she wanted to talk to me about, she wanted me to do a video on, is men going their own way. Call it Mgtow, 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 whatever the fuck it is. But it's men going their own way. And I thought about that long time ago, like in 2000, what was it? Damn, shit. I was hearing men going their own way back in 2010. I would say 2010. And one thing about men going their own way, I really needed to look at it because I was basically confused about men going their own way. And basically what I've been seeing is, what I understand, number one, what I am is going to give you my opinion on this video. And then the next video, I'm going to give the hypocrisy of men going their own way. So right now, I'm going to give you my opinion. And my opinion is, there's several things that I want to touch on why men going their own way. So whenever I started to really trying to see what people's points are, we basically see that a lot of men feel that, and I've seen it. So a lot of men feel that because a lot of women has been ran through by Pookie and Ray Ray, they were taught that when they grow up, that they get themselves an education or get themselves a nice job and be this perfect man, this so-called church man, and man providing this, and if you're a nice person, you're going to get the woman that you want. And the vast majority of men, is not getting the woman that they want. They see the guys who, who ain't worth a shit, ain't worth a fucking damn, get a whole lot of women. Now, I remember I always asked the question now, and I heard a few men ask is, have you ever seen a thug or a drug dealer? Have you ever seen a bad boy who was single? And have you ever seen a good man or a nice man that's single? More likely enough, you've never seen a bad boy single, but you always see a good man single. And so over the years and years and years, of that man being single, he's now faced with reality that he's going to get a woman that's been ran through, a woman that's going to have kids. I mean, check my videos on the myth of the missing black fathers. And one of the things that, that the myth of the missing black father is a book that proves without a shadow of doubt that the black man does take care of his kids. He comes in number one and he beats out any man on this planet on taking care of his kids, but the problem is that the number one man who's taking care of kids is the stepfather in itself. So you have to understand that a lot of men, when I see about the men going their own way, what I believe that saying is men is just going to just go look for other women who are going to accept him at his prime. Go look for other women who's not going to come with a whole lot of baggage, like a whole lot of children, a whole lot of attitudes and stuff. It's a lot of shit. So I believe that's one way of men going their own way. You got to understand, it's like a plant. You know, when you plant a plant in a ground, you'll see a whole lot of roots. Well, each roots represent a problem, and it's sucking the life out of that man. So I can see why some men, and I'm going to repeat it, I can see why some men are going their own way. Now remember, the next video, I'm going to hit the hypocrisy. And I guarantee well to you, a lot of men are going to be upset about this shit. But I don't give a fuck, because one thing about it is I have to be fair. I have to be fair. I can't look at things through a bias, you know. And even though things may happen to me, just because it happened to me, I got to look at the overall picture to make an assessment, to understand what's going on. Because I believe that if you're not biased and you just tell, as I call myself, the raw truth, then things can tend to happen. I don't kiss people's ass. I don't kiss men's ass. I don't kiss black women's ass. I just tell it the way it is, even if it's affect me. And that's one thing, too, that we all have to examine ourselves and see if we are, you know, who we say we are. But I'll go through that in the next video. Men going their own way. All right, I already talked about, you know, why some men are going their own way when it comes to women being ran through and stuff. But the main fucking thing that I see why men are going their own way is because it's the fucking system that is connected to the woman that will go against the men. How can I say this? Well, let's talk about some things. You know, it's kind of funny, you know, we talk about feminism. You know, feminists, oh, women, they started feminism. But in order to start feminism, the women needed money. Who the fuck you think they get the money from? They didn't just come up with money. Who the fuck you think they got the money from? I'm going to be quiet for 5 seconds. Yes, the feminists, yes, women started it, but it was financed by men. You got to ask yourself, why will men or the white elite finance feminism? What is the reason why that happens? Because we all know you have a system that wants to create chaos. Understand this. This system wants to create chaos. In order to create chaos, you have to separate the man from the who? Say it with me. The woman. Listen now. This is very, very big, and I want you to get it through your fucking head. This is big in what I'm about to say. You have to separate the man from the woman, because the man represents strength. The woman represents weak, because she has to be covered. So if you separate the man from the woman and you just give rights to the woman to oppress the man, then what do you have? Immaturity, and immaturity breeds immaturity. Immaturity will look for somebody who is immature to breed. Therefore, you have chaos in the community. Because if we have all kind of fathers in the house and they never ever had feminism, do you understand that the right woman will be with the right man automatically? So men going their own way also is a result from the systematic destruction of the family. I mean, just think about it. If you have chaos, separate the man from the woman, and you have a chaotic community, how does that benefit us? It doesn't. But who does it benefit? Look at your jail cells and prison for no. Look at the motherfucking institutions, the jail cells. Look at the fucking prison, and the vast majority of them was what? Privately owned, right? It's privately owned. Those jails and prison needs fucking full. So if man will if these white satanic elite, which is sad that black women love so much, once these jail cells and prison cells full, they cannot have a good man in the house. So therefore, we always ask the question, why is the system always for the woman? Why is the system always giving our children to the woman and not us? Why can't the man have custody of their children? Because they need the motherfucking jail cells and the motherfucking prison cells full. Full with our kids. They need it full with our kids so they can make money and everybody else will make money. Because when you create chaos, chaos creates criminals. Motherfucker Trump talk about building the wall. Yeah, right. Build the wall of the white satanic elite, Trump. No, but they control your dumb ass. So let's examine this. And so over a period of time, because these women sees that they are given all this power and all this perks, and I can't really say power because I can't say power because I just have to say perks. And the reason why I have to say perks instead of the woman getting having power is because black women cannot throw you out the house. They need somebody to throw you out. Black woman, you're not powerful. They give you perks to pick up the phone and call. So your power, which is this system that you're in line with, could come and throw him out. They need that. They need these jails and cells and prison cells full, folks. So a lot of men, some men don't want to go through that. They don't want to go through that shit at all. Going through the system because they are afraid of not you, woman. They are afraid the system that is connected to you. Did I say that right? Did I say that? Brothers who are good men. Fuck you thugs. Fuck you ballers. Fuck you drug dealers. Fuck you gangsters. I ain't talking shit to you. But brothers who are good men, write in the comment section, what are we afraid of when it comes to women? Are we afraid of the woman, or are we afraid of the system that is connected to the woman? Where the woman can pick up the phone, call 911 because you didn't want to listen to her. Because you don't want to be emasculated. You don't want to be effeminated. You want to be the head and she's trying to make you the tail. So she go to call the cops and get your black ass out of there. Law enforcement is the power. She has to work with them. And she thinks that she has the power and she doesn't. What's another thing the system does? Once the man's out the house, she gets that Section 8, she gets that welfare, she gets all that kind of shit. So what it does is it teaches women that regardless of what they do, whether they have a man or not, they're going to be well taken care of. So what had happened is our women who are in from 1890 all the way to 1960, those women back then, right then and there, begin to fade away. The late 60s came, early 70s came, explosion in the mid 70s, an explosion in the 80s, explosion in the 90s. Can't you see? It's a systematic process. The systematic process. And so since a lot of men sees how dangerous the woman is when it comes to the system, they don't want to be wrapped up in the system. They don't want to go to jail. They don't want to go to prison. And sometimes even death, even in the grave. I say this plenty of times, but my grandmother warned me. She said to me to stay away from black women. Do not dwell with black women. Don't deal with black women, because they'll either get you put in jail, or half of the niggas that are in prison and in jail, I mean in the grave, is due to a black woman. Stunned me because my grandmother was a black woman. She's a Seminole Indian. And I was stunned about that. Said, argue with that? And I see it all the time. Some men, have kids, and the kids, became a pawn in their game. So now the man is being forced to pay child support and shit, and he's getting a lot of shit handed to him. And some men just don't want to go through that shit. So they're going their own way. They're going to go and try to figure out how they could be happy under all the oppression and shit that's being done and dealt to him. And again, I'm saying some men. So you have to understand that men going their own way is kind of funny, because the shit that's been happening to us black and Hispanic men, it's starting to happen to other men. It's starting to happen to other men. It's like a curse. I mean, I understand this. It's like a curse. Whatever happens to us first, start happening to the people who instituted the system. The very same people. I've never seen so many white men getting angry about their woman. Now some shit is wrong when you're seeing some Chinese people, some other nation men complaining about their women. You gotta understand two things. Whatever happens to us will happen to them. That's number one. And number two, I kind of find it funny too, because when the shit was happening to us, a lot of men, especially many white men, laughed at it. It was funny. But now it's happening to them. It's not funny no more. It's not funny when the shoe's on the other foot. No, a lot of white people and other men of other nations going to get mad, but hey, you got to feel what we feel. Oh, you crying. Y'all black men crying. Y'all weak. Nah, I literally watched videos where a white man was actually disgusted. It's like, God damn. Men going their own way because of this system. This system that's connected to the woman. You got to understand, they are doing it more with the black man, though. It's like, why keep doing that? Why are you trying to destroy the black and Hispanic so doggone much? Because I believe that there's leadership in both the black man and the black woman, and both the Hispanic man and the Hispanic woman. But I don't want to get too far off topic, but you have to understand the shit that's happening in this system to favor women. It's not because this system loves you so much, women. It's because the system actually hates you. Because anybody who tells you you're not worth having a good man, here, Section 8 and shit, they actually hate you. Any system that tells you that you could pick up the phone and do a whole lot of shit and a whole lot of wickedness and support you doing that and locking the man up that could have fathered you. Like y'all said, your mama black, but your daddy black. Guess you hate your mama too. because your mama came from a black man. So right now, the black man and the Hispanic man, I'm just talking to my people, you know, my black and Hispanic man. I'm talking to my people. I want y'all to listen. I understand. I'm saying some of y'all, I want you to listen. If any woman understands what I'm saying, then they will change. Because in order for us to have a great community, women, we need your help to divorce yourself from this system. Once you do that, then we could build a community. But right now, some men is just afraid to deal with women who are connected to the system, because the system has brought nothing but destruction to our fucking community. And I'm fucking pissed. Every time I see a black woman pick up the phone and call the cops just because her Negro don't want to listen to her, I get upset. And I stay here. Excuse me, officer. No, he walked away. He didn't do anything to her. There's a couple times where when I'm in this situation, that's one thing too, man. In order to combat that, you gotta be witnesses. You see a woman doing a black man wrong, you and the cops is there, you tell the cops what goes on. You tell the cops that. Sometimes we're just going to have to force the system by being witnesses for our brothers. I mean, it's a shame and shit that all this is coming down. You know, men are afraid of being disrespected. They're afraid of being effeminated. They're afraid of their masculinity being challenged. They're afraid of their sexuality being challenged. They're afraid of losing their children. They're afraid of having their children be used as a pawn against them. They're afraid of child support because the black man comes in number one and taking care of his kids. They are afraid. They're very, very afraid. And a lot of times, women, you play on that. You capitalize on the low state of men because it makes you feel power. Oh, I got power. All I got to do is call the cops. I'll call your car. I'll call the cops. I'll do this and I'll do this. And the only thing you're doing is you're just being connected to the system. But the funny part about it is men going their own way. They're actually going to women who won't do that shit. And a lot of times it's sad. It's sad to say that a lot of times it's women who don't look like us are not doing the things that the women who look like us do. So, you know, I just want to give my opinion about that. And I really want you to listen to all the points that I brought up. All the points that I brought up. I don't think it could be refuted. But again, I am saying, listen, I am saying some men, because like I said, the next video, part 2, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be talking about the hypocrisy, because I think something is wrong with this situation. I think something is wrong with a lot of men and men going their own way. So stay tuned for that. I'll be back with part 2.